more. Tell the world, stop the war.
Zach, are you staying abreast of this?
Says you, Zach. I've seen Barbie twice, bro.
I've seen Barbie twice as well.
Bullshit. What's the first line?
The first line?
What's the first line of Barbie, Zach?
I think it's Meryl Streep's voiceover where she goes like, since the dawn of time, there have been little girls and dolls, something like that.
That doesn't sound too confident to me, Zach.
I think that's right, except I know that it's not Meryl Streep.
Helen Mirren?
Helen Mirren.
So I was...
I would expect that from you, Zachy.
Yeah. Also, I've been watching the new season of Only Murders in the Building, which I think has Meryl. I think it's Meryl Streep.
Yes, you're right. It does.
So I got confused.
Selena Gomez is so huge. She has the most Instagram followers.
She's
in
evil,
the world.
dude.
Is she? How is she evil?
She's a home wrecker, bro.
In what way?
She's literally home wrecked like 4 marriages.
Is this true?
Which ones?
Yeah, all you gotta Google is Selena Gomez Wicked Affair from when she did the Wicked movie.
No, that's are you thinking of Ariana Grande?
Oh, whoops. Whoops.
Okay.
You're thinking of Ariana Grande.
I'm thinking of Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Close.
Mike just said we got Nina coming in on the mic. Mike just said
thank you.
that Selena Gomez is a home wrecker and has ruined 4 marriages.
I mistook her. Nina, get on headset. I mistook Selena Gomez for Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you were making fun of me for mistaking Helen Mirren and
I merely pointed it out.
Precisely.
Actually.
Also, notice this. I got plenty of disk space this week.
Wow.
I got plenty of disk space.
Nina, what are your thoughts on Ariani?
What are your thoughts on Ariana Grande? Well, guess what? She's a bad person, Nina.
I know. It is a bit damning.
It's pretty
You
tough.
thought Lizzo was a bombshell. Wait till Ariana Grande hits the fucking mainstream.
I mean, Ariana Grande, she's so small, I'd call her Ariana Tall.
All right, I muted Zach.
All right.
Look who's here.
All right.
Oh, look at his screen name.
Nina.
Yes, sir.
What's my screen name?
JoJo Guns.
Oh, okay.
You chose that.
He's back, baby.
Joe.
He's back.
I love the chain. Can we see the chain?
He's back.
That's my favorite son sent me Michael the Archangel, patron saint of kicking Satan's ass.
Yeah, that's right. Dad, welcome back to the program, man. It's the 250th episode.
Wow.
A momentous number.
So you read my stories on this podcast sometimes?
Dad,
that's behind the paywall.
It's one of the top things on the whole program.
People are flocking for these stories. They're coming to us and they say they want more, and we say, well, we got to drip feed it.
But for free $99, we want a classic Joe Lester Weird Woods update because you said you had a juicy one this week.
Boy,
give it to us.
Well, I was out in the Weird Woods last week, and the week before I had left. I left a baggie of tobacco, and I stuffed it inside of a plain silver ring that I had, and I stashed it in a place. But I stashed it in such a fashion where the landmarks would be unavoidable, where I could go back and check
okay.
if it had been taken or left.
So this is
and I've never done that before.
Okay.
And I don't know why I decided to do it this time, but so I'm out on that same path that I've taken more than a dozen times before. And all of a sudden I wasn't on the path anymore.
Oh,
The path that led by where I had stashed the tobacco in the ring. And it's plain. I mean, you can't, it's a plain trail. You can't miss it. It parallels the ridge line. And you can't, I don't know, but all of a sudden I'm walking uphill instead of paralleling the ridge line. And it's on a trail that a blind man couldn't miss it.
So,
but all of a sudden I wasn't on it anymore.
So you got lost.
I got lost, not exactly. I find myself going steeply uphill on a path that I'd never been on before. And you remember me telling you about those stumps, those big old growth tree stumps that had the boulders stacked on top of them? Did I ever tell you about that?
No, you never told. What's the deal with these stumps?
Well, it seems kind of odd to me that there could be stumps that are 7, 8 feet tall, and there'd be 40, 50, 60-pound boulders stacked on top of them.
What do you attribute that to? Is this you think this is alien interference?
I think it was a high school wrestling team got up there.
Not a Sasquatch, perhaps?
No, a high school wrestling team.
So you don't. So,
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
Be honest, Dad. Be honest.
I thought it occurred to me that maybe the Sabe had left them there or put them there as some kind of a marker.
And the Sabe is Sasquatch.
Correct.
So you get lost on this path. Did you find your way back to the path? Was your offering still there?
No, I did not. The offering was anyway. I had plainly marked it, but I plainly did not find that spot again. I ended up going straight uphill till I got to the old growth stumps that had the big boulders on top. Before, you remember you were out there. You were out at the bench, right?
Yes.
You remember you were out at the bench, and it's that old decommissioned logging road that went up the hill to where that big stump was, or the plural stumps that had the boulders on top of them. And somehow I ended up there, only I have no idea how I got there.
You lost time.
I lost time.
Like you were abducted by aliens.
Probably not abducted by aliens.
Well, Dad, aliens are real.
The government's trying to cover it up.
You were right, Dad. You were right.
Well, how come I don't get probed? What's wrong with me?
You may have been probed last week. You lost time.
They don't want you to know.
Well, I didn't feel violated. Anyway,
that's where they're so tricky.
So I
that's Hollywood for you, baby. You don't feel violated until you're
but you are, yeah. You don't feel violated till you're feeling throbbing in your rectum. Or
so, Joe, did you see perhaps like a Greek man pushing that boulder? You know,
you mean like Atlas?
Maybe Sisyphus could be a figure. Atlas is pretty good.
It really lets you know how hat Greek mythology is. There's so many guys pushing things.
I mean, that's all they had back then.
That's all they had. Yeah,
well,
they didn't have TV.
Was a whole genre.
Push a whale.
The genre was just boulder.
So, Mr. Lester, you've ruled out alien, extraterrestrial. Are you?
I haven't ruled out.
Oh, you haven't ruled out anything.
I don't know what but.
The field
losing time and losing space is a little on the odd side, even for me.
Dad, you've seen orbs before, correct?
Well, yeah, but I've never discussed it with you.
You've seen unexplained orbs.
Mike, I never talked about that with you.
You've seen Orbs.
Yes.
So, I mean, put 2 and 2 together, man.
What kind of orbs are we talking about?
You were in an orb. Yeah. You were in an orb and you lost time. It's just like the Bledsoe case of 2007, Dad.
Well, I don't know what that is, but
I'll send you some information on it, Dad.
I'm not familiar either, Mike. What can you summarize it for our listeners?
So basically, the Bledsoe family is the most studied UFO case of all time by the American government. Ryan Bledsoe recently went on Duncan Trussell's podcast to discuss his new documentary coming out on the History Channel. But essentially, in 2007, his father lost 4 hours of time in the woods. He thought it was 15 minutes. He came back. His like kind of fishing, hunting buddy said he'd be gone for 4 hours. And before losing what he thought was 15 minutes of time, he came over a hill. He saw 3 glowing orbs. He touched an orb, and he was transported to a spaceship.
You know, did I mention share my story at howtohunt.com?
You did your last appearance. Okay,
this guy, Steve, was a professional big game hunting guide up in Canada and Alaska for decades. And what he used to do is he'd just talk about the hunt stories, which are very entertaining, by the way. But he had 2 encounters with the Sabe people. And he stopped really telling the hunt stories, and all the people that email their own experiences to him, he reads them on that channel. And many are the stories of the orbs. Many.
Now, Dad, you'll find this interesting. The Ryan Bledsoe's dad, he has worked closely with like the CIA and other branches in remote viewing, where he has seen Sasquatch. Sasquatch is real, but it's more of a interdimensional being than a physical.
Well, I've always perceived them to be that way. Really? They have the ability to cloak themselves, and I believe that ability is the fact that they can step between dimensions. But I know they have the ability to cloak themselves, but they're not 100% with it. They do screw up.
So what do you mean by that?
It means sometimes they're seen in such an obvious fashion that the only possible explanation could be that they screwed up with their cloaking.
Okay.
And how long have you assumed
that? 2 years.
Okay, so that's not always. That's 2 years. That's a new theory.
Whoa.
And these the same.
Well, 2 years and change.
Okay, still not new.
No, it's not new. But part of the reason that I was able to reach that determination is the stories that are shared on share my story at howtohunt.com. I mean, this is some of a little bit of my personal experience, and the rest are all these emails that this guy, Steve Aesop, is reading on his YouTube channel, share my story at howtohunt.com.
Wait, Steve has a YouTube? I'm crushing YouTube lately. I got to find that.
Share my story at howtohunt.com or
I'll send you
tell my story at howtohunt.com.
Okay.
Now, Dad, hold on. Let's quit plugging this guy's YouTube and tell us about your encounters with orbs.
Are we talking about the ones outside Target?
No, not the big orange one. No, in low light conditions, yellow and blue balls of light. It's impossible for me to tell the size of them. I have no way of, putting a dimension to them, but I've seen them 3 times.
Okay. What were the times you saw them? What was the most recent time you saw them?
2018, 2016, and 2008.
Election years. Curious.
Were they?
That is curious.
Well, one was a midterm, technically.
Yeah, it still counts.
Do they, though?
Interesting.
I guess it's
Midterms
even
really
years.
count.
But I'm not finished with the story about what happened just a week ago.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I went down to that bench. You remember that bench? We don't have to say where it's at.
Nope.
And I looked down at the bottom of it, and there's a tuft of long gray hairs that are flecked with black, a big, thick tuft. And I picked it up, and I couldn't relate it to any kind of critter I had ever seen. And I just thought, okay, and I just set it right back down where I picked it up. And then on the way back, I was going to take the trail that somehow I found myself on when I went out there, and I could not find it. It was just maybe 20 yards shy of those big stumps with the boulders on top of it, and I could not for the life of me find it. So I walked back down the hill, and I took that trail you and I had taken in and out.
You gotta collect that hair, man.
I don't know. I mean, after going to see if my offering had been taken or not, and just being, I feel I was waylaid. Waylaid. I mean, I feel I was waylaid. I wasn't supposed to go and check and see if that had been taken or not. And it was my intention to do exactly that.
Replace the hair with some of your hair.
Pubic hair.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mr. Lester, do you feel like you were watched?
I always feel like I'm watched out there. And I'll tell you something, more often than not, in that place, the woods are dead silent. Dead silent, more often than not. Very seldom do I hear any wood noises back in there. No birds, no insects, no nothing.
And I'm getting by how spooked you are about this that you don't normally get lost in the woods, in the bush.
Well, I love getting lost in the I love getting lost in the bush, but I have to intentionally lose myself, and it's never on a path that I've beaten.
It's the fear. It's the fear.
Well, it was a little disconcerting. It was a little disconcerting.
You weren't afraid. You were just a little concerned.
Well, if you read the Bible, and it says we are all subject to principalities and powers that roam and patrol the earth, and not all of them are good. I just don't want to piss off anything that's got me so far outclassed.
You think in a fair matchup, the Sasquatch can take you?
Oh shit!
Zach, they're interdimensional. They'll like pants them.
They have us so far outclassed. Their eyesight, their smell.
What about
they could take a platoon. One of them could take a platoon of us, any of us, and turn us into hamburger.
I saw that
like a baby Sasquatch.
But you see, that's not the gig. That they have rules that they live by.
Yeah, like Predator.
What are the rules?
Well, they have the rules that they have, or they can't harm humans.
Oh,
like Batman.
Of course, if you figure that the World Health Organization conservatively estimates the percentage of the human population being psychopathic at 4%.
Yeah, you bring that stat.
That's conservative. But, these Sabe, these are sentient beings. They're wise and they're knowledgeable, and they pass skills and knowledge on to their descendants and stuff. So why shouldn't a certain percentage of them be psychopaths as well?
Oh, I see.
The sobe is like the drink.
But I think that the vast majority of them would never harm a human being.
Uh-huh. Are humans descended from Sabe? Is that kind of a theory
Yeah,
No idea.
The theory is that we were created now.
by Sabes?
Kind of like Sabe adjacent stuff.
Yeah.
So they are like angels then?
They're like
how do they-
caretakers.
Angels were basically like the interpretation of extraterrestrials in biblical times.
Hmm.
People
So,
are
like-
like, angels would come because you go back to the Bledsoe thing, and it's a fascinating case, but when the father was visited by the extraterrestrial, it came to him 3 times and displayed like kind of the angelic pattern of like, calming him down, then coming back and explaining who they are, and then they healed the dad.
And
Wow.
then crucified him.
I don't know about any of that stuff. I know there's a lot of conjecture out there, but it's just pretty much conjecture.
Well,
I'm just going off of my own experiences and all those emails that are sent. And these emails are by doctors, lawyers, judges.
Yeah.
I mean, these emails are by pretty square people.
Yeah, I'm going off of 15 years of research too.
But her emails.
Well, Micah, I'll listen to anybody's opinion, and I don't know that there's an opinion out there that I can discount out of hand. I just can't discount anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to disbelieve in something in order not to believe in it.
That's a good frame of mind.
Yeah, I love that worldview.
That's a more fun frame of mind. I don't understand people that don't believe that there's nothing out there.
Well, how about this one? If everybody on Earth absolutely could not believe in bowel movements, we'd all die from impacted bowels. There would be no more humans.
Okay. Sure.
Squatty potty.
I mean, what I'm saying is, if you absolutely cannot believe in something, that eliminates another possibility from your existence. If you absolutely cannot believe in it, that's one less possibility that's out there for you.
But there are some possibilities that, like, you only have so much time on this, good green earth. There are some possibilities that, are not realistic to explore, right?
Like what?
Well, yeah, you don't have to ponder everything you hear. That's impossible.
Like,
What I'm just saying is, don't discount what you hear unless you have absolute proof. That's what Mahatma Gandhi says. Unless you always take somebody at their word, unless you have absolute proof otherwise, and that's a good way to be. And that's what Mahatma Gandhi said.
We only have so much time on this earth, so we should play Marble Snap, Zach.
I'm not playing Marvel Snap right now. I'm listening to your father. I was thinking more
we are
about...
wrapped
You
at
fucking
attention.
better be.
I was more thinking, okay, the reason why I brought up things are not always worth attention, right? Because, well, I guess people did explore it, but there was recently this news about like room temperature superconductivity, and it was a big thing about, okay, whether this new material was able to.
You mean instead of that approaching absolute zero?
Yeah, you're correct, right? In order to achieve superconductivity in most materials that are capable of it, you need to be very close to absolute zero, and that's of course really energy inefficient to do that. So there's been a long time this search for room temperature superconductivity, and there was this one paper that published results that seemed to indicate that it was possible, and there was a lot of excitement, and then it just wasn't reproducible by any other set of researchers. And so now it's pretty clear that that's the original paper probably was not very well put together, right?
Or I think what you're talking about, sadly, it's a lot of things that can fall to the wayside because it doesn't exactly have like the wow factor of like UFOs.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's not going to grasp the mainstream attention because a lot
think
of people.
Your average citizen is a little on the ignorant side.
Yeah, exactly.
But people, like, I was seeing posts about like room temperature superconductivity on Twitter. People were doing memes. They were doing like
Where?
Lost with the with the floating substance on top of the super magnet.
Shout out Dan Garisto,
Yeah,
friend of
there
the
you
show,
go. Dan
science
Garisto,
journalist who we had
science
on
journalist
this
who's on the
podcast.
he was tweeting about it and tweeting about how it wasn't able to be reproduced. So like I think all I'm saying is that like in science journalism, right? Like you require, I mean, I'm not a science journalist, but you require validation in the community, right? You need additional evidence in order to.
That's just a tenet of the scientific method. It has
Yeah.
to be reproducible.
And that's what with, like,
also
UFOs or UAPs now, what they call them, is that it's not something that like we can consistently observe.
the foundation of the scientific principle is hypotheses.
Mm-hmm. And then being able to reproduce them, reproduce the observation.
Correct, or reproduce the hypotheses. Yeah.
So, Dad, anything you want to close on this week?
Well, I mean, he could reproduce it by going back, taking some tobacco out to the spot.
Well, I want to see this hair. Dad, you got to go get the hair.
Well,
Can you go get the hair, Dad?
Well, I left it where I found it, so if it, unless it had been blown away or something, yes, I could go get it.
I think go get the hair and maybe leave an offering of your own hair, and then next week,
I leave tobacco. Tobacco's my offering. So
leave your hair too.
Yeah, just roll that in.
So I just
Sprinkle that in.
grab a fistful of my pubes and yank them out.
Exactly.
And leave them where I take the gray hair from.
And next week we'll discuss your findings.
All right.
And
I can send you a picture of the area where I ripped a fistful of pubes out.
Sure, we can post that on the.
You can
Patreon.
post that. That'll be a hell of a draw.
That'll be the podcast thumbnail.
Well, boyos, any other questions you want to ask me?
No, I have a lot to chew on now. I'm on howtohunt.com, so I'm going to be checking this out.
I mean, we only briefly touched on like UFOs, but have you been following with these?
Well, when I've seen these things, I've been within 2 miles of the ocean each time.
So these could have been planes.
No, they were. They couldn't have been. They were non-ballistic, and they couldn't have been helicopters either because
are these the orbs?
They hovered silently. What?
Are these the orbs? These are the orbs. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard? Have you seen these the hearings that went on? I think they were like a few weeks ago now, but like about UAPs.
I watched a couple of minutes of it, but it just seemed like a circle jerk to me, so I took my attention elsewhere.
It essentially was.
Joe knows what's worth his time.
Well, I mean, we all know what's worth our time, don't we?
Well, I think some people don't.
No,
I'm talking about me and Marvel Snap.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pitfalls for people.
I think a lot of us know what's worth our time if we're reaching for something beyond ourselves. A lot of us do. A lot of us don't.
Wow.
That's a great way to end it.
Okay. My children, peace out.
Peace out.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm going to remove
your phone. Remove JoJo Guns.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. We are, of course, the I Love You Man podcast, a podcast about hobbies, games, Sasquatches, and Saba people. And I'm one
Now
of your hosts.
I made that Saba drink joke. Remember that drink with the lizard on it
Yeah.
called Sobe?
So
Yeah.
I thought that's what he was talking about.
there was
The Sobe people.
I thought I was
the,
like,
the ancient alien race.
I was like, you
Sobe
mean that?
people were just
You mean that
middle
that
schoolers.
$4 Gatorade in a glass bottle
Yeah.
ripoff?
That stuff was good. It was
That stuff
so
was
sweet.
What happened to that stuff?
It probably got
This is a
fucking
Tor topic
banned.
for him.
It got
to
banned by the
unleash Tor on
USDA.
the
I think it just
Sobe.
went out of business over time.
Can I just show? Sorry, this is random. Can I show?
You got a dog?
I am Zach Kagan. I'm joined by my co-host,
You got a bulldog?
the Belly of Steel, and his dog. Oh, what? Can you?
It's
introduce the
a
dog?
rover dog. We're taking care of her. She's a unit. She's a lad.
And she's got a cast.
Lad
She's
life.
got a little. Yeah, she's got a little growth. So her owner has like it wrapped up a lot.
What's
she's
her
a
name
sweet
again?
lass.
If
Pep-
you want to dox
Peppa.
her,
Yeah, we're doxing stuff.
Pippa.
Peppa.
Yeah.
Doxed.
Doxed.
Isn't that Hippo like the name of like the health?
Yeah, the HIPAA violation.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's named Pippa.
So if you like announce the name of your therapist or your like coworker,
That's a HIPAA
therapist.
violation.
Yeah.
Sharing medical records.
And of
Yeah, I
course, I'm
just violated
joined.
HIPAA.
I'm joined with my other co-host, Mike Lester.
What up?
And our other co-host, Tor Uggen, will be here any moment.
At any
now.
moment,
Maybe.
sharp on the dot.
He might get here.
Sharp.
I
But-
always
okay.
imagine Tor's like trapped in somewhere. Oh, there he is! Tor!
Perfect timing, honestly.
Tor,
What's
we
up,
were
guys?
literally just saying you'd
Yeah.
be here any moment.
Sorry.
And you just
Insane.
missed
That
my
was
dad.
great timing.
You just missed
Okay.
my dad, Tor.
I'm sorry I missed Joe. What did he talk about today?
It was
He
actually
Do you want to
very
guess?
informative.
Do you want to
he,
guess what he
he,
talked
lo-
about?
he lost time. He lost a certain amount of time on a trail, which we think might be attributed to a UFO abduction. And he
Ooh,
also
I've read
found
that creepypasta.
he found some mysterious hair.
Orbs as well. Don't forget the
Oh,
orbs
shit.
Yeah,
and the
He's
Sabe
like-
people.
he's like Donald Trump. He's touching the orb. Where was that? Was that like Saudi Arabia, right?
That was
Where they had
Saudi
the big
Arabia,
orb?
Zach. That was
Yeah.
where the orb was. They got
That's-
orbs over there now.
There's
Oh,
orbs all
Surpassing us in
over.
orb technology. Yeah, dude,
There's
orbs.
an orb gap.
Orbs are coming in hot. I mean, they got that orb in Las Vegas now. The giant orb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The fa-
big. The big eye
Orbs.
orb.
Invest in orbs,
Orbs.
people. Oh,
I
God.
would love if I saw an orb, I would touch it.
Yeah.
Of course.
You'd what?
Primal.
Touch
I'd
it?
touch it.
You have
Yeah,
to
I
touch
think
the orb.
humanity is kind of drawn to orbs, like spheres. We really like spheres. It's very unique. you guys seen those like robots in grocery stores and stuff? Have you guys ever encountered them?
What?
I encountered like a couple Amazon robots in LA.
You
last
mean those
time I was
bots
there.
that like drive around the street and deliver stuff?
How did those not get just destroyed?
What are we
I
talking
think
about?
they're
here?
pretty tough to break. So Amazon has like bots now that will like deliver shit.
Yeah, they just like there's like you see a little like fucking like
It's-
armor. It looks like a little like Warhammer vehicle driving down the street, and then
Yeah.
it spits out
Do
a
you know
book
that those are
toothpaste.
there are a lot of those in the Bay Area, like Berkeley.
Yeah.
And
I bet
we
San
looked-
Jose has
yeah.
just full of them.
For sure. We looked
There's
them
a
up.
guy-
They're actually driven by like they're remote controlled.
They're remote
They're not.
controlled.
They're remote controlled, and someone in like South. I literally looked this up, like South America. Like I looked up the business, and they were like,
It's just incorporated in Uruguay.
yeah,
There's a guy on TikTok that like follows them around and heckles them. That's like
Well,
a
it's
mass
just I
quite the
feel like there's
following.
an entire like cottage industry now of like faking AI. Like it's not AI, it's just somebody in like a third world country like
The mechanical
like
Turk.
So like
Exactly, yeah.
Tesla self-driving cars are just gonna all be operated by like some dude in India.
In the
Like, it's
Philippines,
just-
yeah.
Mhm.
Just
I
driving
feel, like,
around.
I feel like I broke through to my dad about the Bledsoe case.
Yeah, he was very
Interested, yeah.
resistant, I would
He was
characterize
scared.
it.
He was
What's
scared.
Bledsoe? What's Bledsoe?
They're this family that's like the leading UFO study in America since like 2007.
So they're like, are they like the Warners of UFO? Warners are like those like fake paranormal investigators that The Conjuring was about. They're kind of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they're kind of that, but it's actually like more legit and substantial
Oh,
evidence.
okay. They're into it a little more. I don't know.
Yeah,
I still
yeah.
don't buy. I still don't buy the aliens thing. I don't think they found aliens. Show me the picture.
I think the government could be lying for sure, but I do think there are aliens.
No, I'm not saying like aliens don't exist. I'm just saying that we don't have a body of an alien. Like that's horseshit.
No.
Just show us the picture or it's horseshit.
If
Give us
anything,
the
it's like a drone of something.
Let's
But
do
even
a
that's
let's do a
reaching.
bet, Tor. How about this? If we have a picture of an alien corpse by 2025, what's the bet? What should we wager?
I don't know, shaved head, probably.
Okay, shaved head. We'll okay.
So,
Shave-
so
shave-
does that mean Mike?
Although Tor, let's shave our heads, dude.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
nice.
Let's
just
shave
using
our
his bet
heads
as a facilitator.
for
The inevitable
Patreon.
for Patreon. Oh god. I
How
don't know.
how's that work? How is that driving business?
We'll just film it. It'll be interesting. You can give me a skullet. I'll rock a
Okay.
skullet.
This is we're in our 250th episode. We're breaking off.
Yay.
Yeah, this is supposed to be, but
This is monumental. This
This
is
is
a
monumental. I feel good.
quarter of 1,000 episodes.
but I think it's time to sort of reckon with sort of an
Whoa.
ongoing existential crisis at the heart of this show, which is that for some time we've been somewhat premiseless. We've been
That's
out-
not true.
I mean, I think we're still in the Gulf era. How do you,
You want a premise, Zach?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, I didn't want it like that.
Oh God.
I just all I wanted.
Speaking of extraterrestrial,
all I wanted
interdimensional.
was a kind of structure to form as a skeleton, right? A bone structure that then we can interject our personalities and our conversation on.
I,
But other podcasts have that. They have a beginning, middle, and end. They have something that they drive to sort of provide momentum for the episode. Maybe a question that we're going to answer by the end of the episode. And that's
Yeah.
something
I got one.
Okay.
Hammers.
Hammer.
Yeah. What do you guys think of hammers?
I
Let's
like
be a
that.
hammer podcast.
Let's specialize in hammers.
The skeletons of other
Are we
podcasts.
are we
Hammers.
reviewing? Are we reviewing hammers?
No, we're just gonna talk about hammers. What was the last thing you hammered, Zach?
Like maybe a stake for a tent.
Okay,
Probably.
that's an interesting thing to hammer. Belly, you hammer anything lately?
I actually did. Yeah, I hammered. There's this wooden chair I made in college, and I never finished it. And I've literally been lugging it around the United States with me wherever I've moved, and I'm finally putting it together.
You're
So I
putting
had
the
to
finishing
hammer it.
touches on it.
Well, I had to like glue it up and stuff. It had like mortise and tenon and stuff,
Wow.
and I glued it up and had to hammer it home to kind of get it all.
Well,
fit.
you literally
Or
had
I-
to hammer it home.
Yeah, before I clamped it up for the glue to dry.
So what about you, Tor?
So that
Well,
is
why'd you-
topical. Yeah. What about you, Tor?
Why'd you choose
I
hammer?
hammered a bunch of things into a pizza oven. That was kind of fun.
Okay. Like whoa.
There's like corrosion, so it like some of the joints didn't like go in right. So you just take a big fucking rock from outside and you hammer
Oh
it
my
into
God.
the. See, that's the thing. If people think of like hammers as like the typical like stock with the cross section and then the actual like head of the hammer, but a lot of things can be a hammer. You don't really like a rock. A rock
like-
makes a great hammer.
Domino's has this reputation of being like, at least in recent years, of like, oh, we're not a pizza company, we're a tech company. Like, we're
Can
this,
you
know-
feel the spirit?
I'll get back to you on that, Zach, because that made me upset.
Yeah, I think we
But
have.
I think we have more pressing options.
Well,
we have
that's
Are
what I'm
you
just saying.
ready
Zach,
for a
shh.
premise for the ages?
He has returned.
Are you
Our
ready
Lord.
I'm
for
not
the
ready.
main
To
Our
call.
feed?
Lord.
Are you ready for the main feed to be blessed?
I'm ready to
by
feed
Reverend
myself. with
Ricky
some
Oh
ramen.
my
Ramen.
God.
Welcome
Reverend.
back, Ricky.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready for something. You never know. Are you ready for a
Who's Ricky?
premise? A premise on
Who's Ricky?
high. Are you ready for
Who's
Ricky
Ricky?
to save the Pigcast once again? I love you, man. 250. I love man.
Who's Ricky?
250. 250 episodes. A lot of them have had Ricky. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready, Tor? Are you ready, Zach? Are you ready, Billy? It's Ricky Robbins' Rootin' Tootin' Religious Rodeo. Yeah.
Now, Ricky, you
Wow.
missed the last couple 5 minutes of conversation. We were talking about anything could be a hammer. Now, would you say that your hand was kind of a hammer at that point?
Are you ready
You were
for the
banging on your drum?
hammer? Are you ready for the hand? Are you ready for your hammer to be a hand? Yes, I can. Anything
Now-
can be a hammer if you know how to serve it. What are you saying,
Maybe
Tor?
like a big dry, a big even like ham. Even like a big ham could probably be a hammer. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
I
but
think you
sorry,
just
we're
got
getting distracted.
ratioed
Ricky's
by
back.
Ricky.
And Tor, I just want to clarify
I
something.
think you just got ratioed by Ricky, Tor. We call that
did.
in the biz.
I've
a
been-
Tor, I
I've
ratio.
want to
been- I've been
clarify
hammered by
something.
it. Sorry.
You're
Ricky's
just
always
got-
with us.
Your ass just
You're
got
right, he is.
Ricky-o'd.
He's always with us. We just can kind of perceive him.
I've been behind the paywall for way too long. I've been behind the paywall because a lot of main feed people think I'm annoying, but now I got a message, and it's called
What's your message, Ricky?
Love and Respect.
Is that what finally broke you out of your prison?
People didn't like doing it, so now Ricky's gonna do it every week.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Did somebody smuggle in a copy of Love and Respect to your interdimensional prison and
I wrote this fucking book, Tor.
out of it?
Wait,
I am the
you're
author.
Are you saying you you
My
ghost
pen name is Dr. Emerson Eggy.
is that a
My ghost name is Dr. Emerson Eggy. Now let's get into this.
is that like an anagram for something?
We're at the PID confessional now. Are you ready to confess? Are you ready to confess? One of you is about to confess. Who's it
Now,
going to
Rick,
be?
Ricky, I noticed a lot of bookmarks in that. You really,
Oh, I've been studying my own
He wrote
writing,
it.
Tor.
yeah,
Or-
he wrote it.
He
but
wrote it.
He's
I'm
really
coming
prepared
out
for
with a
this.
sequel. I'm coming out with a sequel
Have you decided on a title yet?
called Love and Powder.
Ooh. Okay.
Noodles and powder. Love and
Noodles and
respect.
powder.
Noodles and power.
All right, one of you's gonna confess. Billy, you're 1-2. Tor, you're 3-4. Zach, you're 5-6. Oh, it's 4. Tor, what do you got for me?
Or
What
for
am I to
Tor.
What do you got for me, Tor?
What what in terms of what?
It's a PID
think love and
confessional,
respect.
Tor. It's
think
a PID
within that
confessional.
framing, Tor.
What can we do to make this next 750 episodes better, Tor?
But that's not really. I was so a confession is something that you regret.
Are you ready to confess? Are you ready to workshop?
Okay.
Are you
hold on.
ready
I
to
guess
confess? Are you ready to workshop? Are you
I
gonna
guess
figure
I
out what's gonna make it better? Or maybe we could make it worse. It's up to you.
But okay, so am I doing a suggestion for the show, or it's a confession of something I regret? Because I got something I regret.
I got a tie on, Tor.
You got it. Well, Belly has disappeared.
Belly is
I guess so. For confession, I mean, last night I shook up a beverage that I was supposed to deliver to somebody, so it would like explode all over when they opened it.
Purposely?
Yeah, because like he didn't tip me last night.
Oh my!
Well, he didn't tip me 2 nights ago. He ordered like 4 2-liters of cherry Coke, and then like he didn't tip me, and then like he's like blind, so you have to like go into his like room and like put it like the stuff in specific places and stuff.
Oh
And I was
my
kind of,
God.
and then he ordered again last night, so I was kind of mad at him for not tipping. So I shook up everything, and
So you shook up this drink, Tor. How did you feel after you shook up the drink?
You're
I
a blind
felt
man.
horrible after shaking up, but then I had instant regret because the guy tipped me $5 last night. So I feel
Tor,
bad.
That was Ricky. That was Ricky on high testing you.
That was you. God, I should have more faith in humanity. You're right, Ricky.
That was Ricky testing you.
And
You never know what they'll tip. You never know what they're gonna tip. Sometimes they tip 0, cause economically they can't afford to tip. He's blind, and now he's all sticky. Next time, have some more faith in Ricky.
That was very good. I really like that. Speaking of
what happened to
getting
Belly?
sticky,
Did he? Oh, he
He
said,
had
okay,
to-
never mind. I got it.
I
I
see it
cast
now.
him to hell.
his rover dog needs a little attention.
I
so-
cast him straight to hell.
HIPAA.
Ricky banished him. All right,
I
well, Zach, do you have a
banished him.
confession?
Oh, a confession.
What do you got, Zach? What can we do to make the PID better? Or what are you feeling bad about? You can let Ricky know. I ain't gonna judge you.
Well, I haven't written a cold open for the show in a while.
Well, Zach, those sucked anyways.
Yeah, that's why I
I
asked.
ain't ready for the cold open. I ain't ready for a cold open. Zach ain't writing no cold open. Cause we don't got a premise for the cold open like we used to. Should Mike start drinking again? Should Mike start smoking again? Should Mike start doing drugs again? Who knows? If this is Mike sober, what the fuck does that mean for us? If this is Mike sober, then what do you think he's gonna be like high? Yeah! Ow! So, Zach, you feel bad you haven't written a cold open in a while.
Yeah.
I ain't ready for the cold open! I ain't ready for a cold open! Throw your hands in the air! If you're ready for a cold open, cause I'm about to read you a cold open from Love and Respect!
Oh, no.
Written by Richard Ryman.
Ricky
By the
is
way-
just knocking it out of the park, and I feel like I'm not giving him enough plaudits for it.
You never give me enough fucking applause, and that's why I'm behind the paywall, you oaf. Didn't mean to say that! Didn't mean to say that! Didn't mean to say that too!
No, I feel
Or
for you.
sometimes I get outbursts when I get overcaffeinated.
Ricky, I love and respect you.
Well, how come I had to banish you just now, Belly?
That's true. Can I show you this?
Oh, Belly followed
Can I
the
see this?
assignment. Who else brought their communion?
I
I
do
brought-
have some, but I
brought the body of
I
Christ
wanna-
for you.
I want to emphasize that I
Who
am
else
not.
brought the- Oh, Tor brought his communion. Let us proclaim the mystery of rain.
I feel
All
like I
right,
have concussion going.
let's up. Oh yeah.
Oh, we're doing this.
Are you ready? Are you ready for communion? It's where you take the dry ramen and you put it in your mouth. Then you put the powder in your mouth and you mash it all up, and that's basically it. It's the Ricky Ryman Rootin' Tootin' Religious Rodeo Communion. Come on, let's go, Joe! Oh! All right, guys, let's dig into some communion.
This
into
okay. Oh, Ricky, why are you doing this
Should
to
that
me?
be? Should that be the sign off for the episode? Or are we just digging in right
No,
now?
Yeah, can
we gotta do a reading. Communion always comes before the reading, you
Mhm.
bigot.
It
Oh,
would be
okay,
nice
sorry,
to
I'm
do
not- I'm
communion
not-
at end. It actually might throw off my dogs if they think I'm eating, and there's So
this is so
He's really
stale.
sneaky about it.
Yeah, I also had a bunch of chips at the company picnic, so I don't.
no,
really
I
feel
will
like
do
I
it
need
as at the sign off.
Bunch
Do
of
the
shit.
communion or you're going to hell.
I don't believe in hell, so.
Yeah.
Well, you better start
Here we go,
believing,
Rick.
boy, because I'm on this planet.
All right, save. Yeah, Zach, Zach, and I will go to hell, or we'll do it right at the end, Zach. Okay.
Okay.
I'll do, you know what? Like Jesus carried the cross, I will do the communion for my followers.
I will sacrifice
you.
myself. I've just
Thank
been
you.
drinking coffee, so like coffee and dry ramen together. Is,
Oh my god.
Also, Belly, this is the
Oh,
ramen that I
yeah.
got in San Francisco.
Oh, you haven't eaten yet.
No, I haven't.
Whoopie-fucking-doo, you're not even eating it.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
whoopsie-doo.
but it's
This
it's
is
kind of
the-
expensive.
Can I
is
shout
the
out
right-
the TJs? These are good noodles.
Ooh,
Squiggly knife
TJ's
cut
noodles?
style.
oh,
Oh,
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
maybe
I've never.
I need to like cook
Ugh.
more. That's like, sort of a goal.
oh, God. Oh, it's so
Zach,
good.
If looking at instant ramen noodles makes you say you need to cook more, I don't know what to tell.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you, Belly, for picking up on
I'm
that. I had
taking
ramen
a-
in my mouth, so I couldn't grab onto that.
I'm
but thank
taking
you.
a big old bite of the body of
In
Rick.
college, I used to like take some ramen, throw an egg in, throw some green onion.
No,
and,
that's not how you do it. You gotta eat it dry.
Yeah, what are you doing? Well, he was
Oh!
lost back then, Ricky.
Yeah,
Before I
Ricky,
found
he wasn't
Ricky ramen.
saved.
When I make those noises, that's the devil even.
Okay.
My throat is so dry right now. Just
So-
coffee mouth and fucking ramen.
Do you want to
Yeah,
transition?
Belly, get a close up in there.
Oh God.
We got to read from Love and Respect before we transition.
Yeah. Is this everything?
That was a lot. That was a big pour.
Half the package gone. Half the package is gone. I just drank salt. It won't be long till I'm riding that chariot in the sky. Who won't be in the chariot? Zach and Belly won't, cause they didn't pay the price to get into the chariot of ramen by eating the dry ramen.
It's like paying Sharon to carry you across the river Styx.
I don't know Sharon, but yeah, it's like paying Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Zach is so Hades pilled right now.
Honestly, it's a great game. I want to start playing it again.
There you go, Tor. Look at Tor. Look
Oh
at Tor.
my
That's the
God.
blood of Rick.
Oh.
There you go,
What have you
Tor.
been doing
Get
this
it in ya. Get it in ya. Get it in ya. Oh, God.
I
Oh,
feel
get
with
it
you,
in ya.
Tor.
That's the body of Rick. That's the blood of Rick. He's in his
Oh
bed
my
eating
God.
dry ramen, and that is a breakthrough.
I'm having a
He's
sympathetic
breaking
reaction
through.
looking at Thor.
Oh,
We're speaking
God.
tongues right now.
Bobby just made
Look
it
at
worse.
Tor. He's breaking through.
My
He's
eyes are
breaking
tearing up.
He's breaking through in the Robin plane.
Ah.
You gonna do the orb? Go orb in the sky. The orb's made of ramen. It's a square shaped orb that looks like dried noodles because that's the Ricky Ramen orb. Yeah.
Dude, why don't they sell ramen orbs? That's a
They
great.
do sell them. This is an orb.
You're actually right.
Oh,
Holy
like
shit.
like a cheese ball, like a giant
That's
cheese ball.
damn it.
Like
you
a-
got me.
like
This
a-
is an orb.
bath
Reach out
bomb?
and touch the orb, my
Why do they
children.
make those giant cheese balls?
Yes.
What's the logic?
Ramen bath bomb. Ramen
Ramen
bath
bath
bomb.
bomb.
You get to drink the bath water after you're done
You
bathing
can't
in it.
profit. This is a non-profit congregation. You can't profit.
Okay,
What
you're
you
right.
gonna
Also,
do with
gonna
that
get the
profit?
ramen wet.
I mean,
What you
like,
gonna
that's a
do
great
with that
idea.
profit?
We'll
I
put
need
it
the
back into the
Patreon
church.
money.
We
I need
should take that
Patreon
to like Shark
money.
Tank.
You should give Ricky Ramen access to the
Yeah,
Patreon
folks, if you-
money.
If you
Sharks,
back
I'm
our
seeking-
Patreon, that's equivalent of a tithe to the church of Ricky.
Now let us do a reading from my book, Love and Respect.
Speaking of,
Love
what is it,
respect.
Dr. David Eggerichs? No, it's not David, right? Richard, maybe? No,
It's
not
Ricky
Richard.
Eggy.
Not-
Ricky
Richard
Eggy.
Ramen.
It's Ricky Eggy.
What
And
goes
it's-
great on
it's-
ramen? Eggs.
Well, I'm just wondering where you got that pseudonym, because it It anagrams to. I did this. I used a tool to generate this. The name Dr. What's the first name? Jeff? No, it's not
See,
Jeff.
Zach, that's the thing is, you don't need to use a tool because you yourself are a tool. Now reading from the book.
The anagram is CD horses reemerging, which is quite
See, Zach,
compelling.
you were the tool the whole time. Some might say you're a toolbox.
Oh, it's so nice for Ricky to be back.
This one I wrote, and this is you remember my wife Rikishi?
I don't even like
Yeah.
Tool.
Rikishi.
You remember my
murder
wife
you?
Rikishi? Well, let's not get into that. We don't need to get into that.
That's all. That was before Love and Respect.
You know, I rose in half the time Jesus did.
You left Jesus in your dust. You left Jesus
I
in
left
your ramen packet.
Jesus in the ramen powder. Now, this one I wrote about me and Rikishi. It's called Loving
It's like still in my
Times.
throat a little.
Yeah, that's the power. That's the
Love.
spirit. That's the spirit. Tor, are you ready, Tor?
In my throat.
Are you ready for the spirit? The spirit's in your throat, Tor. Get ready for the spirit. Get ready for the spirit, Tor. Oh, yeah. So this is a story I wrote about Rikishi and Little Ricky.
Oh, okay.
It's called Loving Times and Spats of Ugliness. The years rolled by, a blur of preaching, pastoring, and counseling more married couples. Sarah and I continued to grow in our marriage as we learned more and more about one another, and we had a lot of great times. And by Sarah, I mean Rikishi. But along with loving times were spots, should I say spats, of ugliness. Nothing was long term. We would almost always pray together afterward. We'd drop to our knees and say, Ricky, what have you done?
Ricky, what have you done?
Why do the waters run wet when we need them to run dry?
Amen.
Nothing was
Amen.
long term. But what did it all mean? Where was our marriage going? After all, I was a pastor who was paid to be good. How could I justify all my little slip-ups that were good for nothing? As someone has said, the problem with life is that it's so daily. And Rikishi and I irritated each other almost daily with bad habits we couldn't shake. One of mine was leaving wet towels on the bed, which didn't make sense because I'm a dry being. And at least once a month, Rikishi would be angry about my wet towel because it was ripe with my jism. And every 3 months or so, I would start drifting back into being preoccupied with other things, neglecting certain duties, and forgetting certain requests. Ah, can you feel it? When she would critique me, tension would arise, and I would come across as blaming Rikishi or making excuses. Rikishi periodically coughs and clears her throat, and early on in our marriage, when we would be praying, I would get irritated by her coughing. I'd be like, why the fuck are you coughing, huh? Why are you coughing? You're used to the dryness. Have you been sneaking behind my back and drinking liquids, Rikishi? Is that why you're coughing? Because you are disobeying the Ricky sacrament of drinking liquids when we have made a vow. We have made a vow. We have made a fucking vow to only drink powder. How childish could I be? We were praying to the Lord of Ramen, and I was bothered by something she couldn't help. Other times, she wanted me to praise the Lord when I was frustrated. Frankly, I didn't want to praise the Lord, so did that make me less spiritual? When she was frustrated, I didn't tell her to praise the Lord. Didn't that make me less judgmental and more spiritual? Tensions has a way of tearing down your self-image. On the heels of confrontation, I felt I could never be good enough. And on the heels of family conflict, Rikishi felt she was a failure as a mother and wife, which she was, because look at little Ricky. He killed me son that kills his father, huh? Is that a good fucking son that kills his father, huh? Rikishi, is that a good fucking son that kills his father? That kills his father, Rikishi!
Love and respect. No,
Wait.
no.
What about your teachings?
I think he's
Fuck
symbolically
you.
destroying them to demonstrate that it's supposed to be the father that kills the son.
No,
Not the son that kills
think
the
it was
father?
a passion. He got caught up in the spirit of the sermon, and it drove him to destroy the holy text. I don't know what this means religiously. Well, what does this
By the
mean
way,
for the scripture?
I looked up that quote that he said at the beginning, that trouble with life is that it's so daily. It's it's by the guy that wrote the song, Our God is an awesome God. You know that song? I needed to know where that quote
What
came
other
from.
bangers does he have? Is he just a one-hit wonder?
Let's see. In the ranking of the 100 greatest albums in Christian music, including a liturgy, a legacy, and a ragamuffin band.
What the
What's
fuck,
up?
Ricky? My book, dude!
Oh boy. Is Mike back?
No, there's some struggles in the Lester household. That was so violent. I can't
I liked
believe
it.
Yeah,
He got the Holy Spirit in him, and he just let loose.
I don't like.
What
oh,
the
no.
fuck, dude?
Comes back shirtless.
Why do you not have a shirt, Mike? Where did Ricky
What's
go?
going on, man?
I don't know
You
what
missed
happened,
a hell of a
dude.
sermon.
Yeah.
What happened? Why are there pages of love and respect everywhere, dude?
Well, Ricky
Where's your
I
shirt,
think-
Mike?
Ricky was tearing them out in,
I
in
don't
the
know,
throes
dude.
of heated
I went to let Ricky
revelation.
in, and I opened the door, and there was it looked like a little bowl of ramen, and I touched it, and I must have lost the last 15 minutes of time.
Oh, like your father
Oh.
lost
You think it could have been aliens?
4 hours.
Dude, what the fuck? My book!
So
How
Tor,
are
you
we supposed to continue love and respect now, dude?
Well, there's other chapters.
yeah, we can piece it together. Now I'm kind of invested.
101.58, Bell. This is my thumbnail.
But like this does free us.
Thank you.
This frees us from the obligation to continue the love and respect series. We can
Actually,
now
Ricky's got
explore-
Zach is chomping at the bit.
Reverend Ricky's got a time slot every up now.
But we can now explore new premises. We can find
Dude, he ripped it.
Yeah. 1, he ripped it. 2, Zach hammers. 3, Reverend Ricky's back. We've established all this.
What the fuck? He destroyed the book. Him and Rikishi must be fighting, dude.
Yeah,
I thought it was
sounds
kind of a
like it.
symbolic thing of like the father destroying the son, as opposed to the son destroying the father. You know, he kind of wanted to hammer that home at the end of the sermon.
I
I
found
touched
it
an orb.
very moving.
I touched an orb and I came back naked.
See a
Ooh,
giant
what
orb of
orb?
noodles
Was it like a
hovering.
ramen bowl?
I told you I opened the door to let Ricky in, and there was just this hovering ramen cup.
Ah, okay.
And so I touched it, and all of a sudden I was back here, and there was ripped pages on the ground, and I'm completely naked.
Yeah. Are the orbs just like bowls? Ramen bowls? And that's how Ricky travels? We're really
So many questions. And I
developing
think
Ricky.
it
The
might
orb could just be a conduit as well.
Right.
UAPs, unidentified.
Asshole projections.
I was gonna say something pasta.
Unidentified.
Unhydrated,
Asshole
That
projections
looks
works.
like an orb.
unhydrated
Asshole pasta.
aerial pasta.
It is weird because my asshole feels different now.
Oh.
In what way? Does it feel violated?
No, it feels
Or does
good.
it feel full with spiritual energy?
I don't know, dude.
One or the other.
Wow,
Wow.
incredible.
I'm so renewed, rejoicing.
There's this thing floating around here.
Our Lord is back.
Are you touching it, Mike, or are you
No,
trying
it's
to
just
refrain
floating
from
in
that?
It's
front of me.
floating. Can't you see?
That's crazy.
It's an orb. That's the orb, dude.
It's floating.
Can we see the
I still have
bottom of it?
ramen powder in like my
No,
nose.
I
from
can't.
coughing.
It won't come up far enough to just see it free floating.
Okay. For the listener, I think I saw your hand.
No, that wasn't my hand.
Was that Ricky's
Wait,
hand?
maybe you got the
let's
sight,
look
Zach.
closer. Wait, what's happening?
Was that Ricky's hand? For the listener.
Oh, it's Shy. Come on, don't be shy. Will you take me to Ricky?
It's actually
Oh,
the
it's
head of
shaking its
Ricky's penis.
Is this Ricky's?
Oh
Oh,
boy.
no.
It tastes like Ricky.
Oh,
That
boy.
explains a few things.
Why would Ricky teleport me back naked, dude?
He forgot about it. I
Maybe,
don't know.
maybe you had some moisture on you and he had to get it off. And
Yeah,
then,
your clothes.
he just didn't like the moisture in your clothes.
I mean, but we're giving the listeners or the viewers that come to YouTube, we're giving them quite the show. They're seeing so much of Mike's chest.
It might not be. We haven't seen. It could just be like a crop, like a tube top or something. You know? Okay, never mind.
I have the worst taste in my mouth. Still.
Why? What'd you do?
I took communion with an interdimensional being, and now I don't know.
Zach Belly, did you?
No, but we brought
haven't.
ramen.
Yeah, we haven't taken communion yet, so we're
Well,
going to
I
hell.
guess that means Ricky's coming back then.
Yeah.
Every week.
I would like
till
to
you
rain
do.
check. Yeah, that's nice.
Every
I would like
week
that.
till you do.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
know
is-
how.
is
next
the
week-
hell.
Next week I won't have a company picnic, so maybe I'll be a little bit more peckish.
Is the banging picking up? There's construction going on near me. Does that
No.
distract? Okay, because it's driving me insane. I just hear like dum 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 dum.
Is that why you're thinking about
Ricky
hammers?
Dude, that
destroyed
might be
my
Ricky
book.
though.
Well,
Yeah.
at least he didn't
I don't-
eat it.
I don't like when people destroy books, but like I think that book,
Are you
maybe it's not.
Man,
such
that
a
that
tragedy.
chapter in particular, without the Ricky editorializing, what was that chapter about?
Yeah, I
I
wonder.
found it very moving.
What was the
I
wet
think
It's
towel?
about like leaving wet towels on beds and stuff.
Yeah,
Who
why are
leaves a
you,
wet
why are you
towel
doing
on a
that,
bed?
bro?
Well,
That's-
I
that's
don't know.
disgusting
Coughing
behavior.
can be annoying.
Yeah, I don't like coughing.
So it's like, why are you doing that while we're praying?
I don't like coughing, but I also don't really like poison Pokemon in general.
Got him.
Jesus Christ.
Got him. Got him.
Removed them.
Just
That one's for you, Ben.
all right. Well, should we call it, guys? I just like I have a story about a robot following me around the store, but I don't think it's any. I don't think it'd be a good sign off because it won't
Was
top
this-
anything that we just witnessed.
Was this in Minnesota though? This robot?
Yeah, no. So like at late at night, I go do my grocery shopping after I get off work on
Mhm.
like Monday, which is at like 1 a.m. And
What's
so like
open?
what?
Where do you shop?
Cub Foods. The lovely
Okay.
Cub Foods is 24
Oh,
hours.
Tor.
It's
Belly
Cub Foods
Belly
is great.
doesn't know about Cub Foods.
I don't know about
It's
Cub
like
Food.
it's like our what is the what's the other
Ralph's?
No, what's kosher? I want to say it's not kosher. It starts with like
No.
a K though, right?
What?
What's
It's
the
like
Ricky
Ralph's
other
is
than
more
like
fancy than
headphones?
Cub Foods.
Byerly's is more fancy. No, but Cub Foods. So they have this cleaning robot. It's like one
Okay.
of
It's like a
those
big
things
Roomba.
that the janitors push around, but it's just like
Pretty nice,
self-steering.
Mike.
Look
And
how
it beep-
fucking jacked I am.
Nice definition. Very good.
But the thing is, it's like at night it beeps every like 10 seconds, so you feel like you're just in this dystopia. You hear this like beeping approach you, like beep, 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 and then suddenly it just rounds the corner and like squares off at you and just starts coming towards you. You're like shit, and then it like blocks you trying to get to the food.
We're doing I Love You Man a swim shirt edition.
Yeah. Oh, also speaking of a nude lad and the topic, we have a voice message, kind of related.
Oh my god, I almost fainted.
Wait, but also Tor's story. Sorry, Tor. I didn't.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just. I'm slowly coming to the I'm like paranoid that it's just following me around the store because like it'll be like coming one direction, and then like it'll pass me, and then it'll turn around, and then like come back towards me, and like
it is
I'm
following
killed
you,
by
dude.
it.
It is
It's
following
stalking
you.
me. I see it at one end of the
stalking.
That's Ricky, dude. That's Ricky,
That's
dude. That's why you
Ricky's
took the
driving
communion, because that's Ricky.
Ricky's driving the cleaning robot that's stalking me.
Dude,
Will
Ricky
eventually
can
kill
do
me.
anything, dude. He can take any form. You
Oh,
know?
so he is the cleaning robot.
He's the cleaning robot, dude. He took my top. Like, where'd my shirt go, dude? Where'd my
Maybe
pants
he
go?
was the shirt. Maybe he was the shirt. And then
Where'd
now
my
that he's
undies
gone,
go?
Speaking
He's
of
also
someone
got
who'd
you.
like to take Zach's clothes.
All right, yeah, voicemail.
Hey, Zachy boy, it's me again, Mad Dog. Why, I am pleased as punch to hear that you have discovered Dr. Eggman's book, Love and Respect. This book has personally saved 4 of my marriages, so I know it will work wonders for you and your little friends. Speaking of
We
work,
gotta keep doing
I had to fire the neighbor boy from mowing my lawn. He just wasn't cutting it. Kids these days. See,
damn.
when I was his age, my neighbors used to pay me 2 bits apiece to collect all the leaves from their front yards. Ooh, I was raking it in. So next time you're in New York, if you'd be a dear and also take care of my lawn when you stop by, I sure would appreciate it. Call me.
I think Shaggy the Sasquatch and Mad Dog have been collabing a little.
Yeah, they're starting to morph.
I
I think they're
would
right.
love
I
to
know
see.
the bits.
I would love to see Shaggy and Mad Dog fuck.
I'd love to see
Oh,
them like do a
there's an idea.
collab track, like a diss track, or maybe a diss track where they're like epic rap battles of history, but it's Shaggy and it's Mad Dog.
Well, ask and you shall receive, I think.
No, there is a Sasquatch. There is like a genre of like romantic novels that involve Sasquatch.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
The
Mike-
Sabe people, Tor.
Yeah, the Sobe drink.
Sobe, yeah. The Sobe drink people.
I mean, now we've
What
come
about
full
lizards?
circle. We're just waiting for that lizard.
All right,
to return.
well, this is a great ep 250 to 250 more and beyond, lads.
Now in our last
wait,
few minutes-
I got something we can run. We can end on. There's a 2011 novel called "Come for Bigfoot" Volume 1, Books
Oh.
1 through 5.
Oh,
You know-
that's our next. That's our
Going
next
out in-
literature.
Not
That's
to be
after
a
Love and
historian, I
Respect.
feel like we've read Sasquatch romantic novel on here.
I think I should Amazon that to my dad, and he should read a chapter. every
Ooh.
week.
I would love that. Yeah,
Hell
let's get
yeah.
we got to keep Joe busy.
But
But
he
All right,
tends
guys,
to lose stuff.
for our last minute or so, do you want to talk about Wild?
No,
Train
Absolutely not.
spoilers?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
They're printing
Discord.
so they're reprinting.
And
all
Zach,
these-
why the fuck did you add me to
Enchantment.
that group chat, dude?
Because we're trying to coordinate a live show.
Well, do it without me, dude. Just let me know how much I'm getting paid and the date.
Speaking of, if you
Zach,
are in
how much am
Minneapolis,
I getting paid, dude?
We're gonna figure it out. Probably.
What the fuck does that mean, dude?
Well, we're doing it for the love of the game. How much money? Do you think
What
we're
love
making?
do I have for fucking magic, dude?
And then not that game. The game of podcasting. and
Ricky
comedy.
wrecked my book and took my shirt, dude. I'm sick of these tricks.
October 20th, we'll be doing a collaboration.
You didn't
with
even
Twin
take
Cities Brew
communion.
Crew.
You didn't even take
Yeah.
communion, dude.
It's
You know
true,
what?
Zach.
You know what? These last 250 eps, I've been too easy on you, dude.
And check out the Jank Lord EDH crew. They're
No!
awesome.
What?
No!
Who are you promoting?
Don't check them
We're
out.
collaborating
No.
with them, idiot.
No, we're collaborating with How to Hunt, idiot.
Yeah. Check out Share Your Stories at howtohunt.com.
Yeah, check out the Orb stories
tell
on How
your
to
story.
Hunt. And if anyone sees my shirt, It was an Adidas green stripe polo traveling through the astral plane. Let me know, because I'm sick of Ricky's tricks. And you know what, Zach? I'm sick of yours. So guess what? No more Mr. Nice Guy, dude.
Check out the MTG Ambassadors program.
How
love
fucking
this
dare
product.
you, dude?
We wanna
I
get on
just
it.
told you, dude.
And send me some free stuff so I can. All right,
You better
Torla.
take communion, dude.
I love you,
Bye,
Mana.
all. Love
Bye,
you,
Mana.
Mana. 250 more forever.
250,000
I love you, Mana,
more.
forever.
Love
Till
you.
we're
Rick
dead.
and Morty.
Bye.
Till